everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. Sitting at my computer, reminiscing about my weekend, which was extremely busy. Our number 3 son, Jordan, had given a presentation at our Kingdom Hall, a discussion from the Bible about very apropos subject on Sunday on how to instill in our children qualities that with fire-resistant materials. Our poor children. I wouldn't want to be raising little children right now. We had 10, as you know, and boy, oh boy, the world is a big, wicked place with lots and lots of distractions and terrible influences. So we, as parents, really have an obligation to look after our little children and do the best we can from the onslaught of everything out there. So it was really lovely. We had about half of our family back to our home for a meal. I guess that was only about 30 of us. Because we had a couple other people too. And the boys, when I asked them back, I said for Sunday, they're like, what can we bring, Mom? You know, we'll have it catered or something. I said, no, I'm okay. Now I only cook for 3 of us. That's occasional bowl of cereal. But I put on I'm a mom of 10 kids, and I made chicken, like a million chickens, and I made this chicken dish and 20 pounds of potatoes and a salad that was that big. It all went, of course. I felt like I was 20 years ago cooking for a hotel. It was a lovely day. I'll put some pictures up at the very end. It really was lovely. But I'm not doing any sewing right now. I'm really recuperating. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not as young as I used to be. And Ian and I were like shattered. Sweet. And then we have a lovely back garden for all of the little children to run around in. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you. How much more, my thumbnail, more happiness in giving than there is in receiving? Boy, oh boy. I just received this email from Catherine. Catherine, you know who you are. Catherine Kellerman? I believe it is Kellerman. It says, hi there, Jean. I'm sure you don't remember everyone and what they made for your challenge quilts. If you remember, we had a challenge of 5 or 6 fabrics that I chose that you guys would buy, and then you make something out of it. Oh, the wonderful, wonderful things that people made from these challenge fabrics. We should do that again. Maybe I'll do that again. That was an awesome exercise in creativity. But Catherine says, I am moving into senior housing and needed to be unburdened of a lot of fabric and scraps. I had a hard time finding people to take it, but I have succeeded at last. One batch of 210 pounds went to a pet rescue in New England. That's a great cause. Over the weekend, I found another Christian group that sews for Ronald McDonald House. They pick a different state and cities each year. The kind woman just left after giving me many hugs. Doesn't that feel good? She ended up with 9 trash bags and 4 boxes of yardage and scraps. Happy lady. Here's the best part for you and me. She had no, excuse me, she had no clue what could be done with the selvages, so I showed her some examples, one of which was my challenge quilt. She thinks it's beautiful. It now belongs to her, and she's giving it to her new grandson. I will include a photo to remind you of the quilt. No selvages in it, but she was able to see what can be done with them. I also showed her a couple of pieces I'm working on for another quilt. It certainly does the heart and soul good to see someone happy with what you have done. Thank you for being you. I love watching your channel, even when you repeat yourself and talk a lot. See, some people like when I repeat myself and talk a lot. I love it. I will include the photo for you. Take care. Love to you and your entire family. Keep sewing and filming. Sewingly yours, Kathy Kellerman. Thank you so much, Kathy. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it just wonderful? And I do remember your quilt because I remember the little True Love heart. So here is Kathy's lovely quilt that has been gifted. Again, thank you so much, Kathy. Just beautiful. How wonderful. Here's another one that I had received. This is from Delwyn. Delwyn, you know who you are. And it was interesting because Delwyn followed along one of my previous tutorials on my carpenter star. You know my carpenter star. I haven't even finished it. Delwyn has. And it's just so funny. It was a very easy quilt to make, actually, because it's just sort of half square triangles and solid blocks. You sew them together. But as Delwyn discovered, as I did, you can get confused. You can get confused. And Delwyn writes me, "Hi, Jean. I had nearly finished the quilting when I discovered I had one block turned the wrong way." Yeah, I noticed it. No, I didn't notice it. I had to search for it, Delwyn. Actually, a non-quilter, unexperienced quilter, no one who quilts would have not noticed it. Seriously. But us eagle-eye quilters, I noticed it. But I couldn't believe I didn't see it before. I believe it. I believe it. I made 30 mistakes. I would walk away from it and like, that's perfect. And then Maxwell came in a couple times. He said, "That block's wrong, Mom." Ian came in and said, "Darling, that's pointed the wrong way." I'm like, it's so easy, but it's so confusing. It's so funny. I didn't see it before, so now I just have to finish it and give it, as it's amazing how one block can change it. It can change the whole thing. My friend, she's gifting this, wanted something plain for her gray lounge as a lap quilt. Ah, it's so lovely. Loved your pattern. Sorry, I goofed it. No apologies necessary. It's just lovely. I will put up a picture of Delwyn's lovely quilt that she too has gifted. So thank you, Delwyn and Kathy. It just reminds me about gifting quilts. I have gifted over 100 quilts. I've made many, as you know, but it was interesting. Not too long ago, I had seen she's now a woman. I had gifted to a young teenager a quilt, 15, 17 years ago, because she loved this one of Malia's friends, she loved this animal print. Leopard, you know, all sorts of animal prints. She loved this. So I made her a lovely, I believe it was half square triangles, half square triangle quilts, made out of like 5 different prints of animal print. She loved her quilt. It was fresh and beautiful. Well, I saw her at a convention not too long ago, and she was sitting there, and I went over. I'm like, "Oh, hey!" And on her lap was this sort of, I don't know, like a rag, like blanket or whatever. And I actually looked. Yeah, it was my quilt. And I'm like, "Oh my word." She said, "Oh," I mean, this is a grown woman with a child now. She goes, "Oh, this goes everywhere with me." And obviously I've watched it 1,000 times. I'm like, 1,000? It is well beloved and well worn, and it just made my heart sing. And she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna she was dead serious. She goes, this goes wherever I go." She goes, "It was such a wonderful present, and I love it so much." And fabric doesn't last forever, right? I mean, I'm like, if it did, it would be wonderful. But I'm like, that has really seen a lot of love. We had a laugh about it. And she said, I brought the baby home from hospital in it. She had been ill, and she said, "I've wrapped up in it." And every night, it's her security blanket. And I'm like, "Oh, that's wonderful. Maybe I should make you another one for the next 20 years. Anyway, folks, that's all I have to say today. There's more happiness. There truly is happiness in giving. It is a beautiful day. I'm recuperating from the weekend. I will come back into my sewing room. It's a sunny, I'm looking outside the window. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's turned a little bit cold, and it was interesting because we have our lovely porch, which is really a godsend, because our home, although it looks very large, it's just 4 rooms downstairs, a foyer. They're all the same size. Basically a foyer, a living room, a little family room, which would be a dining room and a kitchen. But the porch is literally the size of like 3 extra rooms that wraps around. So all of our family and all of the friends were out there wrapped up in my quilts and wrapped up in blankets and everything. It was because it had gotten a little bit chilly, but it was just a wonderful weekend. The fact that people can give their expensive hobby materials away. I think that and I might be very, very wrong, but according to my analytics, I've always told you that the majority of my viewers are women over the age of 65 who watch me. I mean, as I say, I've always said I don't attract teenage Game Boys, you know, gamers or mechanics or anything like that. This is a very expensive hobby, and to be able to gift fabric or supplies or patterns to, say, an up-and-coming new quilter, the new generation, and they are out there, and it's a very, very expensive hobby, as you know. Fabric has gotten off the charts expensive, and there's all sorts of, you know, to be thrifting and to go to thrift stores and even vintage linens just to make things, but to be able to gift our beautiful fabric. I'm not at that point yet, but I will get to there one time, and it's just so much a wonderful feeling to be able to gift to somebody who really appreciates the things, as Kathy and then the finished product, as Kathy and Delwyn have done. So good on you, girls. That's the way to go. So anyway, folks, thank you so very much. I hope you're all having a lovely day and have a lovely week coming up, and I will be back. All right, love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.